Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Spore Herbivore. I am Solanus Dracone, and today we will be picking up at the beginning of the space stage. I am trying a new format now. I had messed with open broadcaster settings a little bit and found out that I was downscaling it accidentally to 480p, so it's my hope that I'm going to be able to get 720p out of this. In any case, let us continue along on planet Harmonia. We are at the close of the civilization stage, and indeed, off camera, I have went ahead and just updated all of my cities to try and max out the output, and the reasons for that we'll discuss hopefully during this episode. The point here is just try and just finish up the starting missions. I normally skip these because I'm already very familiar with it, but it bears showing. So here we are in the middle of this world. I'm noticing all of my cities have very nice happiness ratings, very nice money outputs, and you know, I'm making a lot of spore bucks there. The gameplay is about to change yet again, and this is something that most of what we're going to be looking at on this video is stuff that's just part of the Spore Basic Pack. It actually takes the Galactic Adventures to get the missions that get you down to planet side. So let's get started by advancing to space. And here we can see by the history that we have had 100% religious, and there's where we killed the epic. That's very nice right there. Excuse me. And we move right along. Here we have the design of the spaceship portion occurring. It's a little silo. And you'd better believe I designed that spaceship off camera, because I don't like to spend a lot of time watching design. Voyager of Peace. That's about it. Just waiting for it to load up. And here we are at the launch of our spacecraft. Liftoff. You've successfully developed a ship capable of spaceflight. The heavens beckon, the cosmos awaits. The universe is at your fingertips, if you can learn to fly this thing. Name my captain, Ostracles. Lovely. So here we have now the spaceship menu set up, and this is where things start to get complex. Thankfully, this is going to be a long time. The truth is that most of the game leading up to this has honestly just been tutorial, practically, for getting to the space stage. And the space stage is enormous. It's enough to last months and months if you wish to play it that long. Essentially, you have the entire galaxy to play around in, and other planets to colonize, and it's just, this is where the game really kicks off and becomes sprawling. You'll notice right now that next to my world map that I've got a little blinking thing here that says there's a communication, and that's going to be from my home planet to tell me, hey guys, we've got something that needs doing. I'm going to get on that, but first I'm going to focus on some of the options right here that pertain to the stuff you're going to be able to do. Now, socialization, there's tools in here that help you socialize monoliths and crop circles and whatnot if you want to communicate with lesser races. I personally don't use a lot of those. There's the combat menu, and you're going to have your weapons are going to start to appear here. You have you know, some not ultimate, you have some never-ending weapons that just once you have them, then they just pull from your ship's energy meter, which is right here. And then you're going to have some that are just expendable items that once you use them, they're gone. And those are going to be some of the more powerful weapons. Here in the main tools, and this is where you actually have something, there's the radar, which is defaulted to on. It basically tells you when stuff is nearby. You'll get a little blippity blip. And here's something that, this is another reason why the Herbivore is a nice, easy starting way to go. You get something called Return Ticket. And return ticket is incredibly useful. It never runs out. You can use it over and over again, just a short cooldown. And basically, if no matter how far away you are, as you just go down into the planet surface, or at least hovering above the planet, and you can use the return ticket, and it will send you all the way back to your home planet. It's very useful. Here we have the colonization tools, and you have such things as colony packs that let you plonk down new cities on planets, and you'll have other things like spice storage and just a plethora of things that help boost, really, the whole purpose of things that are here is to help boost your presence on a world and increase your production. You'll notice we do have our spore bucks, same as usual, but now there's a different form of monetization, and we'll get into that shortly. On this one you have the terraforming tools, and you're going to have things that pertain to terraforming a planet, which we'll touch on a bit later. Planet sculpting is purely just for decoration. It has no practical effect. It just makes you able to change the way a planet looks. And planet coloring, exactly the same thing. You can change the colors of this, that, and the other. I don't bother with it that much. Then there's the cargo, and this is where you've got all the stuff, all the items that you can pick up and that are able to be given to other people or sold. And eventually we're going to get an abduction tool. But for now, I just want to go ahead and start the starting missions, so that way we'll be able to proceed. And again, it's just the purpose of this video is to get through the first salvo of necessary starting missions to the point where you can actually start roaming around freely. So let us begin. Open communication. See, that's the type of voice that the economic has by default, and after you've conquered a planet completely and proceeded to the space stage, you'll have your you'll have your people talking to you in the three different types of voices. The economic voice that we have here, then there's the military voice, which we'll hear some of that as well, and of course the religious voice. Congratulations, Cadet, you've got a fine ride there. We are still adding new equipment to your ship, but we should have it ready for space travel in no time. Have you flown a spaceship before? No? Well, nothing like a test flight while the entire population of the Harmonian planet Harmonia looks on. Goodness. What do you say? Ready to earn your captain's badge? Okay, I'm in. That's the spirit. Each city on planet Harmonia has launched a giant orb in celebration of our first spaceship. Really, you can't miss them. Take your ship on a spin around the planet to 7 of our other cities. Fly through the orbs to break them. Once you have finished, we'll give you further instructions. So that's my first little mini mission, and you control your ship with the WASD, Q, and E keys. You can use your mouse button. If you scroll upwards, it'll bring you down. If you scroll backwards, it'll bring you up. Pressing space will send you up a little bit, and a bit. It's like sending you up by another tick. But, and the first time I got to the space stage, I actually had a glitch occur where I couldn't get it back down, even the mouse wheel didn't work. Elevation's a serious problem. It's really disorienting to figure out what elevation you're at sometimes, but it really honestly only matters for right now. There are space battles that can be had, but I'm going to try to be avoiding them. So, mission number 1, just, go through all of the 7 orbs. So, I go through this one, I go through this one, and you'll see the little black checks on the map that indicate that I've successfully gotten through those. This one I have to go down to get to. Oops, there's one. This is not the most graceful flight. The citizens of planet Harmonia are probably wondering, this is where our taxes went? Alright, one more. Okay, that's done. Communication time. Good job, Cadet. With flying like that, you'll make captain in no time. So what do you want me to do next? Now that you're... I like hearing her. Now that you're an ace at flying, we're ready for you to use some of the sophisticated tools we've invented for your spaceship. We've been working on the ability to scan the plants and animals you discover on your travels. Looks like this tool comes just in the nick of time. The Sporepedia record of one of our own animals recently became corrupted. At the same time, the animal started exhibiting some odd symptoms. We need you to scan the animals so we can collect more information about this species. Okay, I'm in. So that gives us... Okay, whatever, bitch. That gives us a new tool in our main tools, which is the scan. Being very honest with you, I rarely ever use this. This is only useful for these first couple missions. You can use it to scan plants and animals that you see on the planet's surface, and it'll let you, get their information. But for practicality's sake, for the point that we're going to be making towards actually earning spore bucks in space, it's really quite useless. Okay, I'll be back soon. Okay, so this is useful. This gets used a lot. You will have, and I just press number 3 to activate the scan, you'll have that little bleep that is showing, and it's going to point in the direction you gotta go. You won't always get these arrows showing up, but you will typically get these yellow glows around the particular critter that you're supposed to target. And you're going to have 2 forms of this, either abduct, target, or destroy. So just scanned that guy. Excellent. Our scientists are eager to analyze the data. So what do you want me to do next? Gadzooks! The information you collected by scanning was quite valuable. I'm sure it was. It is now clear to us that we need to examine this species more closely. Your ship is equipped with an abduction beam, which you'll find in your cargo panel. Use this tool to collect a specimen and return it to us. Okay, I'm in. Use the abduction beam found in the cargo panel to collect this creature for further research. Make sure you deploy the tool long enough until the creature is fully secured in the ship's cargo bay. Yeah, that is true. We'll show you. Stopping the ray too soon before your cargo is secured may result in less than desirable circumstances for the victim, specimen. Yeah, that's no lie. If you abduct something and don't get it all the way up into your ship, you are looking at it dying. And that can be a bit of a problem. So let's just abduct this guy. Just click and hold on the left mouse button until you see it pop up. If you gather 2 of the same, it's just going to start piling up 1, 2, 3, and so on. What? Oh. Hey there! Oh, he's just checking the scenery. I was looking at all my little spaceships. Looks like you've collected the correct specimen. We'll need you to drop it off inside of one of our cities. Select the cargo you want to drop off in the cargo panel and drop it off in a city. Make sure you beam it safely to the surface, or we'll need you to collect another specimen and clean up your mess. This is also true. You really need to make sure you're holding down that beam, because now that you've got something in your cargo hold, you can dump it. You can drop it off, and if you drop it off from too high a height, it is going to kill them. You would think, well, just fly all the way down to planet's surface, and then that's useful in a lot of places, but as you're going to see later on when we do the terraforming, that can be a little dangerous for the ship. So we're just going to pick up just a little bit. You can bump into the city. Ow. You can bump into trees. Oi. And it's ungraceful. Try not to do it. So you focus on a spot on the ground, you've got your little critter covered, and it's a Harmonian. Isn't that cute? From an earlier stage of development. Alright, so hold down the beam until it gets all the way down, and it just went out of the city. So apparently my aim sucks. Alright, well, let's grab this guy. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, this is clearly bugged. But apparently I did what I was supposed to do anyways, so whatever. Measurably fine work, Cadet. Oh yeah, sure. You've provided us with an excellent specimen to research. Probe twice, abduct once, I always say. Saucy lady. So what do you want me to do next? It appears that the specimen you collected was sick and is infected with a virus that is capable of spreading at an alarming rate. It could endanger our entire ecosystem. Of course, we want to handle this compassionately. We've equipped your spaceship with an extremely handy mini-laser. It has the precision you'll need to take out the infected creature, while avoiding the healthy creatures. Okay, I'm in. And That's our first weapon. Select the mini laser in your weapons panel and aim it at the infected creatures. Be careful where you point that laser. It's capable of destroying buildings, vehicles, and other spaceships. Now go before the infection spreads further. And this is the first weapon that we have. All it takes is a single little click, a little flick, and it will destroy the creature. But it's also can be used to fight against other spaceships, although it's very, very bad at that. So that guy's trying to make a break for it. Did not work. You just follow the radar, and you're going to be doing a lot of this during this game. You're going to have to follow the radar to find things, to locate things to kill, and oftentimes when you kill another spaceship, which we will probably see some of that later. When you kill a spaceship, it may drop its loot, and you'll want to abduct it with the abduction beams. So your radar is always on, and it should always be on, because that means there's something to find. So open communication. Laudable job. You are the right stuff. You've earned your homeworld's respect and confidence. We want you to pilot this spaceship and lead our race forward into galactic exploration and glory. You've earned the badge and title of Captain. Our scientists have developed an interplanetary drive for your ship, but you'll need to install it first, Captain. Sounds good, I'm ready. And by install, they mean we need to buy this damn thing. So that's our interplanetary drive. It's the drive that allows us to get off of this world and into other worlds in our solar system. It's useful for precisely like 20 seconds. Buy item. Captain, get out your spandex suit. We're sending you on a space journey. We suspect we're not alone in this galaxy. We've picked up strange radio signals from planet Faust in orbit around our home star. We want you to investigate. I accept. We commend you, Captain. Mission control out. Bye. And here's the little animation you get when you earn a badge or gain a level or something. Congratulations, you have earned the badge and title of Captain. As time goes on, you will gain more and more badges and more levels, and gaining badges and levels is what unlocks other parts. Better drives, better weapons, better everything. So we're just going to leave the planet's surface by scrolling out, just down on the mouse wheel, and when you get to a certain point, you scroll out, and your planets draw themselves in, then you now leave the planet, and you're at solar system level. So you were looking for planet Faust, which is right there. Click on it, and you fly over. Now, interestingly, every single homeworld that I've ever had has always had a moon. This moon right here is Matan's. Now you'll notice there's a little yellow icon on it, and that is that it's got yellow spice on that planet. Now that's how Spore works in the space stage as far as your monetization. Your planet now produces spice, and as you can see, Planet Harmonia, when I flew back to it, gave me 10 spice. That is where the productivity of your cities really matters, because the more productivity each city has, then the more spice they will generate faster. And that's important for getting your Spore bucks up. You want to carry the spice and grab it, and when you have spice, then you sell it to other civilizations, other planets. You get a lot more money for selling your spice to planets that don't have that spice, and a lot of your money making is going to be focused on grabbing spice from any of your colonies, flying to other colonies of your own or other empires, and trying to find whoever will pay the most for your spice. So that's for a little bit later on. We're going to planet Faust. One thing to note is that when you hover over Faust, you notice a little leaf icon. That means it's pretty much got an ecosystem functioning there, and you'll notice the thing says T1. There are 4 levels of world as far as habitability goes, and T0 means absolutely uninhabitable, no life can support itself. T1 can support 2 herbivores, 1 omnivore, 1 city with some buildings, and of course 1 each of the different types of plants. We'll get into that on the terraforming mission. We scroll our mouse wheel forward or upward to get down into this planet's atmosphere. And the very first thing we'll do, this is a scripted event, something is showing up on the ship's radar. And it's a crashed ship. This is the same always. The ship may look different, the planet names may be different. It's a crashed spacecraft, and it's emitting a strange radio signal. Fly to it and use the scan tool to investigate the crash site. Yeah, this is the exact same whether you're herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, or otherwise. You will always have this mission. This is one of the starting missions. So I'm going to select and turn on my scan tool and just scan the craft. Aliens, but no signs of life. Looks like they drew some type of cryptic map before they died. Wait! The wreck has triggered a transfer beam. Some items are coming aboard. New stuff. Missiles and an interstellar drive, which seem to have an unknown star's coordinates programmed into it. The wreck's damage looks like it came from a fight. This ship must have been sent from some other planet to get help. So now we have the proton missile type of weapon, and this is mainly for air-to-air combat. It can be used with when you're attacking other cities on other planets to try and take out their turrets, but it's less useful for that than another weapon type we're going to get. Each of the weapon types has some kind of a specialization or a strength to it, and on this playthrough not going to be using them too much if we can help it, but you know, we're probably at least going to encounter one or two hostile people, pirates at the very least, and more than likely Groks, which are like the main enemy of the game, so to speak. So we're now going to leave this planet's atmosphere, and because we have the interstellar drive, that means that we can exit the solar system. One thing to note, gas giants, they're there, they're pretty to look at, but they're useless. You click on it, you hover over it, and let's say you want to hover in or scroll in, you can't. It won't let you. There's absolutely nothing to be done there. Gas giants are just there for looks. The interstellar drive from the wreck is responding to a beacon from a nearby star that matches the coordinates in its memory. This must be the home planet. They may still be needing help. And here is what you're going to be looking at for a great deal of the space stage. Pretty much all of these stars are places you can go that have planets around them, these stars. And if you scroll out, scroll out, scroll out, scroll out, you see where you are in the overall galaxy. And yes, every single star in this massive, massive galaxy can be visited, colonized, and stuff to do. This is the bulk of the Spore game. And it's just look at it. Look at how much that you have that you can do. This is where the game truly opens up and becomes, you know, what it was intended to originally be. So I'm going to scroll in, scroll in, scroll in, scroll in, this tiny little dot of just what's within our realm. And this right here, this yellow ring surrounding us, is the spaceship's range. Now, what can be disorienting is that the stars are kind of laid out on a field. I mean, it's mostly flat, but some are above you, some are below you, some are directly to the side of you, and sometimes you just have to go around to see where each of the stars are in relation to you. The arrow here points, I believe, towards the center of the galaxy. Let's test that. Yes, it does. The arrow does point to the center of the galaxy. Now, what you're going to notice is that there's a line with these little arrows pointing to this planet, and whenever you have a mission that you're on, generally, and I say generally because it's not always, but most of the time, the planet you're supposed to go to will be indicated, or the star that the planet is surrounding will be indicated by this line that you have to go there, and that's also when you have to go back. So we're going to go to star Kelly. And that took a little bit of energy. The energy does drain as you move. From planet to planet, from star to star, the energy does drain, and you have to watch out for that. Because if you run out of fuel, well, I don't know what happens, but it's probably not good. And that's where the return ticket is so very useful, is that if you just happen to be running out of fuel, go down to the nearest planet surface and pop your return ticket. Why is it so important to pop your return ticket to go back home? Because when you go back home to refuel and repair your ship, it is free. That is the only place that repairing and refueling your ship is free on your home planet. Even other colonies that you own, even colonies that are in the same solar system, will charge you. That won't be as big of a problem when you're really raking in the spore bucks, but it's still, you've got to remember that for this early portion of the space stage, you are going to need to get back to your planet and recharge, because there is a ton of stuff you have to buy to be able to get to where you want to go. So I'm going to scroll into the star system, and we're supposed to go to planet Kalers, which is this one right here. It's a T2 planet, which means that it is darn near the epitome, and T3 means that it's a perfect, lush, habitable world, much like your home planet, that can support life. And it also means that you're putting out you have the ability to put all the buildings in all of the cities and just have maximum spice production. So T2, very nice. We're going down to Kalers. Something is showing up on the ship's radar, and this is the remains of the city. Too late! These ruins must be what's left of the home colony of the aliens from the wreck. Scanning the ruins may reveal clues as to what happened here. This again is something that happens on every single race, race or otherwise. As soon as you get to the space stage, this is one of the things you will have to do. Now, if you're too high above, it'll have a little red icon that says you can't do. So scroll down just a bit, and you'll be able to scan. The scan came up with nothing, but it seems to have triggered a response. Some activity is showing up on the radar. Trouble. Now we get our first sample of battle. The scan must have triggered the colony's defenses. These drones don't look friendly. Wait, an incoming transmission. Warning, Grox intruders detected. All Grox intruders will be terminated. Grox? Initializing self-defense code Grox 999. All Grox intruders will be terminated. We are not Grox. Warning, all Grox intruders will be terminated. For the last time, we are not Grox. They're drones. It's an AI. It's So now it's on. Now, this is basically includes dogfighting, and you can move around to avoid these guys' attacks. It's possible to outrun them, but if you want to stick around and fight, that's your business. Now, you got to select your weapon, and the mini laser would work on these guys. The proton missiles are really what's designed to fight air to air, and I think I'll just do a little bit of demonstration. You point to your target, and you can either click repeatedly or hold down the left mouse button to attack. So as you can see, they started attacking me. And if you stay far enough away from them, then they can't hit you, but we're able to take a few hits here. So one's down, I point to the next one, hold down, and you see my little swirling galaxy icon indicates I'm a-doing it. Alright, no point or benefit to having done that, but man, it does feel satisfying. Alright, so leaving this dang world, and we are going to head back to our own home planet. And now, your SETI device has revealed strange radio signals emitting from this star. Fly in and explore. I do feel the need to mention that SETI is actually a real thing. The Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence is what it stands for, and it is a real thing that exists on our planet. There are just arrays of telescopes and observatories across the planet that are devoted to the purpose of scanning the cosmos for any signs of intelligent life, for any radio signals that may indicate that life exists out there. It's a real thing, and it's topical. So this game is basically stating that in order to advance as a race, you have to have a SETI system. You have to have a search for extraterrestrial intelligence. So this has a convenient little device that has detected radio signals out in the night sky, and basically what that means is that we're going to have to start looking for other races out there. So we got to return to the home world for right now. And when you see a little planet with those flashing radio waves coming out of it, at least if you're floating above the planet, then that means that they've got something to say. They've got something for you to do. So let's hit the communication. What's this? Oh, goodness. That's good right there. This outer planet in our solar system has purple spice. We will definitely be making use of that. This planet, Faust, is of no use to us whatsoever. It doesn't have any spice, but this is a great little system we're already set up in. I'm actually overjoyed to see that we have red, yellow, and purple spice all in the same system. That's an amazing thing. Okay, so let's talk. Mission accomplished. We knew that we weren't alone in the galaxy. Traces of an extinct civilization, hostile security drones, and the Groks. It's obvious that we must continue our exploration of the galaxy and potentially prepare for hostilities. In order to do so, we'll need to set up colonies as bases of operation. Our scientists are already reverse engineering the interstellar drive to replicate its technology. We've also developed a SETI device for your ship. It will pick up signals of other sentient life in the galaxy, indicated by radio signals over the stars that you target. We need you at the helm of our space program, Captain. I'm in. We need to expand our empire and our wealth by building colonies on other planets for mining resources. We've drafted a few volunteers to be part of the colony Incredipack, which we placed in your colonization bin. Our astronomers have been observing the heavens and have identified a hospitable planet, Reynovana. This is, the planet's name is interchangeable. It's not always the same. Okay, how do I establish a colony? Excellent. Placing a colony is easy, and they just gave me the colony Incredipack. After flying to planet Reynovana, select the colony tool that has been added to your colonization tool bin and place the colony on land, near a spice geyser. It will instantly unpack, creating a colony. No assembly required. You might want to make the contact with the colony to make sure the citizens we packed in there unpacked safely. First, hey, one other thing, or you can press this. This little icon right here is the I want to talk to you icon, and this gives you your main menus. Now, you remember how I mentioned recharge and repair are free at the home planet? Well, they are, and we need to repair. You can also trade, which if you have anything to sell, and you can also buy stuff from them. One thing to note, buying from your own race is always more expensive. They will always charge the most possible for these. If you find another race and either make peace with them or at least are on decent enough terms with them to do trade, you'll find that this colony Incredipack, for instance, will go for like 90,000 spore bucks. And later on, when you're bringing in millions at a time, it's not that big of a deal, but this early in the game, when you haven't even unlocked some of the tools that are going to allow you to do more stuff, like one of the tools we're going to unlock is the proton missile, not the mini proton missile, but the actual proton missile. We're going to want every upgraded piece of equipment we can possibly get, so it does pay off in the early stages to play it cheap, at least until you're bringing in millions at a time. So basically skinflint yourself and just go back to your home world. You've got the return ticket. There's no reason not to return to your home world for a free repair. Goodbye. Now they want us to go to this planet Reynovana. But here's the thing. Colony Incredipacks are expensive. And I am positive, I know without a shadow of a doubt, that planet Reynovana is going to be in this system and is going to have nothing but red spice worlds. And you know what? We've already got a red spice world, our home planet. We don't need more red spice worlds. Watch, I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna scroll in to this solar system, and it flies to the first planet out from the sun. Planets in green orbit paths are easier to terraform and colonize than planets in red or blue orbit paths. Essentially, yeah, that's true. The red path means that the planet is close to the sun and hot, which means that usually it's going to require more atmosphere and cooling down when you terraform. Likewise, ones that are further out will require warming up and possibly more atmosphere as well. As you can see, as I thought, every single planet in here is red spice. To pass this mission, to succeed at this mission, you don't actually have to land your colony on the planet that they asked you to. And this is a very expensive tool, the Colony and Credit Pack, so you know what? I'm going to spend just a little bit of time searching around for any place that has pink spice. Pink spice, you want to get. If you can manage to get a pink spice planet nearby your own planet, do it. It is incredibly valuable. Pink spice is the most valuable of the spices. Purple spice is good too, which is why I was so happy that we have some in our own star system. But pink spice is really going to be the money maker at the beginning of anyone's game. And since you have a Colony and Credit Pack that's given to you by the game for free, please don't waste it on a red spice world. So how do you find out what type of spice is in a system? Well, at just the beginning of the game, you actually have to go to the star and go into the solar system. As time progresses, all you have to do is fly to the star, and it will eventually start showing you what's in it. Like if I fly to Natron here, nothing, it doesn't show me anything. I go into the system, and I'm just going to come right back out, and now I point to the star and it shows me it's got some green spice, also a very valuable spice. I like to get a world which has each of the spices on it. I like to try and get one each of the spice color worlds. You have different color spice that can sell for different amounts, and depends on where you go. On one planet, yellow spice may be the most valuable commodity, and red spice worth nothing, and that red spice may be worth much more on another planet. So, you know, try to diversify, but definitely go for a pink planet first, a pink spice planet first. So, let's see, I flew in and out, nothing but yellow spice in that star system. No good to me. And, ooh, there's some pink spice in this place. And, let's see, I would love for it to be on a green orbit planet, but, you know, it is what it is. I'll do a little bit more searching around. Because the green orbit planets are much easier to terraform, and you get a couple terraform tools for free in a bit. And again, those are not to be squandered, but I don't want to have to use more than is necessary to get a planet at least into T1 status where I can actually begin to get spice from it. So let's see, we got Azcam here, that's a red orbit world. Cites, the star. And the system isn't very valuable. By the way, when you point to a star and you see the distances in red, it's too far away for you to get to in a single hop. So let's go over here. I'm gonna just go around until I find a pink spice planet that's in a green orbit. They're not always easy to find. Thankfully, when you've been to a planet or to a star system already, it'll retain the information that you gained just by hovering over it as to what spice is there. Green spice in this. This is interesting. Oh, this is a star formation. That's cool. You get a little... You found a rare galactic formation. Now, don't hold me to it, but my understanding is that when you get far enough that you get the wormhole key as an item, all of these little star formations that it talks about actually turn into wormholes to take you to other points in the galaxy. Again, this is just an incredible world we've been given that has so many of these things so close by. It's really been very good. They're very good to us in this particular playthrough. You don't always get this many nice things near you. Okay, now this one's got some spice, some pink spice worlds, but the problem is that there's a tribal species on one of them, and you can't colonize a system that has a tribal species on it. If it's got like just creature stage, then that's one thing, but if there's a tribal species at least on that particular star system on any one of the worlds, you can't take it. It won't let you conquer it. Oh wait, I've already been here. Let's go to Brea. Now, here's something interesting, is that you see a planet that's got yellow thingies coming off of it. That means that there is something on that planet to pick up, or you're going to get attacked by pirates. An unusual scan pattern was detected on this planet. Fly in close and explore. Well, okay then. Okay. The ship's radar has detected an object of interest on this planet. Now these are good. These things that you find. The galaxy is filled with rare objects, statues and fossils. One of these unique collectibles is right here. Abduct it and sell for big spore bucks, or try and collect entire sets and demand even more value. It is entirely true, I'm sure, that if you collect enough of the bits in a set, that you can sell that entire set for much more. But you know what? By the time that things get that serious, that I'm going to have entire sets collected, with my special plan, I am going to be already sporting more than enough spore bucks and more than enough income. So this is free money right here. Now, yeah, getting too close to the planet, that's something I was discussing earlier. You don't want to fly too close to a planet, especially during the terraforming stages, but really when it's got geysers, because it will hurt your starship. Now, let's use our return ticket. I'm just pressing the number 2, and here's what happens. Because I'm running out of energy. And bam! You have collected spice. Spice is a valued commodity. Collect it from your colonies and homeworld each time you visit them. You'll notice that as I've flown over my planet a couple times that it has popped out a little number. The planets will continue to produce spice even as you leave them be, and that is good because you can just come back and collect the spice from them. So let's talk. Requesting permission to orbit, and I'm going to repair and re-energize for free. And you'll see that this Scrolls of Faith is worth 45,000. An easy 45,000, worth doing it. I don't personally ever bother with you know, collecting the whole sets, because again, when you're doing the spice thing right, you're going to be making spore bucks hand over fist. So that's free money right there. So I didn't find any planets in a good orbit with pink, but you know, it's not that important. And I'm just going to go ahead and go in here to this particular one because it's very close and it's got pink spice in the system somewhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to do that. Now what's also good is that there's blue spice in this one too, and blue spice is another. If you find a couple planets in the same star system that have different color spices, go for it. It's worth it. You want to have at least one of every type of spice, and it's got green, it's got pink, it's got blue, I've got purple, yellow, and red. I've got all the spices in just a 2-planet system. This is perfect. This is amazing. I want pink first. So I'm going to go ahead and see what's the situation on this planet that has pink spice. It's not always true that it's going to be all that difficult to terraform a planet. You've discovered a barren planet. Barren planets can sustain a limited colony, or you can improve its Terra score, aka T-score, and establish a flourishing spaceport for your empire. Great. Now, I'm going to switch over to the terraforming menu, which can be found by top right of your minimap. Click the little terraforming minimap icon, and it shows you what you need to do. Now, I don't know if it's visible, but right here, right where my mouse tip is pointing, is a tiny red dot, and that dot indicates where this planet sits as far as its you know, distance from being a habitable world. Now, right now as a T0, we are far from these inner rings, and we're going to get items soon that will allow us to improve the Terra score, and you know, or T-score, Terra score, and that will allow us to actually start producing spice from this planet. Since it's right next to us and it doesn't honestly look that terribly hard to terraform this planet, well, I'm not going to do it quite yet. I'm going to look at the other pink spice world in this system, because when you have it on the diagonal like that, I'll show you from this planet Mikardin here, which is right up against the sun. Looking at the mini-map, and now the red dot's down here, when you've got your no atmosphere, meaning that it needs to have more atmosphere added. If your red dot is this far down, you need to make it go the other direction. So you'll have your tools that will drag it in one direction or another. So this is a hot and dry world. And when you have it sitting too far off to one side, you're going to have to use 2 different types, at least at the beginning, 2 different types of terraforming tools in order to actually get this planet into a habitable status. The benefits of this planet being within a single hop from my home system outweigh the drawbacks, and so I'm just going to go ahead and say to heck with it, and I'm going to put a colony down. Now, you may be tempted and think, oh wow, I'm going to just try and get a colony into as many spice geysers as possible. The truth is, it really doesn't matter how many spice geysers that your colony touches, that are within the bounds of your colony. As long as it's within the bounds of one, you will still produce spice, and it will still produce at a fine rate. What really affects that is the number of colonies you have and how well organized the cities are for profitability. So I'm just going to drop my colony and credit pack right here in between these two geysers. Bam. And now we have a brand new colony. Wonderful, and we got credit for that mission. For this particular mission, you do not have to worry about getting the right planet. There is a mission later on that does, but you don't have to worry about it for this one. And just the pink spice is going to make it worthwhile. So let's talk to them. And that's the voice of the military types. Greetings, Captain. Planet Mikardin appears to be a fine place to start a colony. We look forward to serving you and our empire. Congratulations, colony of Mikardin. May our empire continue to grow and prosper. Sorry, another dry throat coughing fit. Goodbye. Okay, so that's our first external colony that we've placed outside this world. Wonderful. And it's not going to be pulling in any spice for the moment, unfortunately. But let's take a look here at the trade window, and you can see the price of red spice really isn't that great here. There are other planets out there that will have better prices for red spice, but you know, this isn't one of them. Anyways, going back to the home world. And it's still got the arrow pointing to from where they thought we were supposed to go. I don't care. 2 more red spice. Once again, excellent work, Captain. Our empire will one day dominate the galaxy. We'll be counting on you to visit this colony frequently to collect the spice it produces. Our scientists are busy researching new technologies to improve the terra scores of planets, which will one day help to improve conditions on our new colony planet. In the meantime, we have more pressing matters to attend to. Are you ready to continue? I'm in. Captain, we have intercepted transmissions that we believe are coming from other advanced beings in the galaxy. We need you to investigate and attempt to establish first contact. Use the SETI tool equipped on your ship to help find them. Will you accept this most important mission? Of course. How will I speak to them? Your short-range communicator is equipped with a universal translator that will aid in communicating with any alien races you might encounter. You'll need to travel within their solar system to communicate with them. Great. Where do I find these aliens? We haven't been able to pinpoint the exact location of these transmissions, so you will need to explore a bit. After reaching interstellar space, target stars that trigger a response from your SETI tool. Radio lines and audio signals are a clear indication. Yes, that is absolutely true. When you hover over a star out there and it gives you little blue radio waves, somebody's there. How will I know when to come back? Space flight will cause wear and tear on your ship. Return home for repairing and recharging your ship when needed, or to check in with Mission Control on other space program assignments. I think I've got it. We will await your report once you have established contact with the aliens. Good luck in your search. Understood. Bye. Wonderful. So now we have to find another set of aliens. So let's start pointing to other stars that are around us. Wait till we see... Oh look, there's one. That's very... You saw it briefly. I'll have to get in closer, because it basically looks like several stars next to each other. Yes, this particular blue star right there. So I'm going to try and hop my way to it. And it's nice that it's this close. Usually it's a little hard to find. Alright, Explorer 1 badge. We have a cutscene interrupting. Drake's equation was right. A living alien race. We are not alone. It looks like they have sent an envoy to greet you. Perhaps you should talk to them. Open your communications panel. Drake's equation. Very, very interesting thing. Somebody may have heard of it before, but just in case you haven't, Drake's equation is a very interesting and very thoughtful mathematical equation that was put into place by a gentleman named Drake. I don't know his name off the top of my head all the way, but it basically states that it takes into account all the stars out there, all the possible stars that are likely to contain life, and so etc., etc., that it pretty much covers mathematically that it is 100% impossible for there not to be life in the outer cosmos. It is a mathematical equation. It's all theoretical. It hasn't been proven because we haven't met anyone yet. But it's a very good thing, and if you're at all interested in astronomy or physics, do look it up. Drake's equation, very good stuff. So here's what you get for getting your first little badge thing. You gain more tools, more items unlocked for you to buy when you obtain badges and gain ranks, and that'll happen randomly. You don't have to stick yourself to one specific playstyle. You don't have to, do all the adventures. You can do some trading, and you can do some flying around. Even just flying around gets you badges. So when you earn more badges, you gain more capabilities. 2 badge points, yay. Okay, they want to talk to us. Curious DNA structure. Are you able to speak? I do not like their voice. You have your choices. I'm going to say I am from the Harmonian. I come in peace. We hope for a productive exchange of information. This looks like it's a pretty nice race as far as, well, I wouldn't say nice, I wouldn't call them peaceful. They just seem very logical. And usually when you have this kind of a response from them, it means that they're not going to be very aggressive. We're probably going to run into other types of critters out there. The very aggressive races that worship Spode. Spode is the name of their god, and there's more than one of them. And they're going to be very, very blustery, very angry people that demand to know why you're there. And then some are going to be, we welcome you with open arms, and we look forward to the trade. And these people are like, well, you guys seem interesting. We shall study you. It is an honor. Captain Harmonian, state your purpose of visit. I don't know. Oh, these guys give good money for spice. Wonderful. I'm going to remember these. Red spice 11,000. That's amazing. That's an amazing amount. I'm not going to sell it right now because one of my missions is going to be to trade spice to another empire, and I don't want to waste that tick point on it. So I've got to get back to my home planet. I'm going to take the long way, just hop a couple stars. And until you get a better interstellar drive, they're going to be very short hops. Oh, hello. There's another group of people out there. They just made themselves known to me. What's up, guys? You have blundered into a militarized zone. Commit no further crimes. Sure. Yeah, okay, I'll go pay them a visit. They seem like nice people. Alien, who is you? I am from the Harmonian. I come in peace. It is well that you approach us with humility, stranger. Yeah, this is one of those jerks I was talking about. It is an honor. Speak then. What do you want? Now, I could spend time talking to this guy. I'm not interested right now. I'm not taking missions yet from other people. I'm just trying to round out my homeworld's missions. I'm just trying to get on with my life. Alright, going back home. And as you can see... Oh, this is my home. As you can see, I'm kind of running out of energy there. And another red spice, great. The download from your data recorder is quite amazing, Captain. We had no idea other spacefaring civilizations were so close by. We are well on our way to establishing our place in the galactic community. It is probably a good idea to forge a good relationship with this race. We may need an ally in the future. Taking assignments from them will hopefully keep us in their good graces. They may also be interested in trade, which would be a great boost to our Empire's wealth. Are you ready to take on more missions? I'm in. Our cities have been busy producing spice in record amounts, resulting in a surplus. We need you to look for potential buyers among spacefaring empires to help boost our wealth. Sure, how can I do it? It's easy. Add to the spice you've already collected from our homeworld by visiting other of our colonies, rather. The spice will be automatically loaded into your spaceship's cargo bin, pictured here. Find another empire who is interested in purchasing spice by traveling to one of their planets and hail them with your short-range video communicator, in a little blinky thing. Using the trade option, you can see how much they are willing to pay for spice and decide if it's a fair price. From there, you can decide if you want to sell it or not. Once you've found a trade partner, you can also buy some of their spice and sell it to another empire for a higher price. Sounds lucrative, I'm in. Excellent, you'll be rolling in dough in no time. Try to find an empire offering you the best deal, and watch out for ones who might try to lowball you. Like you? Okay, I'm off to make a deal. I should probably charge up. Good. Again, I'm just trying to exhaust all of the different options for all of the different missions that the homeworld gives me. And I'm just going to go back over to these guys who we first met that are friendly with us, or at least not hostile to us, and I'm going to sell my spice to them. Look at that, 11,000. Now, I, personally, this is my preference, okay? I like to sell all but one of my spice when I have a high ball price like this, and here's the reason why. Because I like to keep my spice at the forefront here. I like to keep it all in a nice neat row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I like to have all my spice rowed up together as the first thing was listed. And the problem is there is no resorting this list. You can't drag stuff around on here and have it land on other spots. So I always try to keep at least one of each color of spice on my actual cargo, so that way my spice stays in order. Now, I started doing stuff and I didn't even explain what I was doing. The single plus will raise the amount that you're selling by 1. The double plus will add another 10. Now I just hit the double plus until I hit the top, and then I go 1 back, and I sell. Kablamo! 150,000 or 130,000. This is what you hope for. You want to take this spice that's worthless on your own world, and you want to go to another place where they'll give you 10 times, 11 times, 20 times what it's worth. So this was a great sale, and plus you'll notice it got the colony and credit packs 150,000 on our species worlds, 97,000 here. So this was simply an amazing thing. We did a very great trade, and we successfully completed the mission. So 351,000, that is an amazing amount. That isn't more than enough to terraform any planet, or at least get 2 of any type of terraforming items. So that was a great trade. I'm very happy we found these guys. Things are going excellent in the space stage for us. Good job. Keeping the coffers of our treasury full allows you to purchase more tools for your spaceship, pay for your repairs and recharging, build up more colonies, as well as send contributions to other empires and help build relationships. We have plenty more missions for you to take on if you so choose. I'm in. Okay, so here's where you start to have options, and you can start ditching the home planet stuff. Since terraforming deserves an episode all to itself, I'm going to cut this here and just say nothing for now, and just recharge and say goodbye. And I got a badge, Great Missionista, and now I got small energy storage, energy pack, drought generator, and atmosphere generator as things that I can buy. And yay! Congratulations, you are now bestowed with the title of Commander, so I gained a rank. Excellent, so I reached all the way up here. So this is where I'm going to leave it for this moment in time. Let me get away from the bleeping sound, God. So this is where I'm going to leave it for this moment in time, just the basic let's get started, and here's some of the ways that the space stage works. The very next mission that I'm going to be taking is going to be terraforming a planet and what that entails. And so we'll see you next time. This has been Let's Play Spore Herbivore. I am Solinus Dracone, and thank you for watching.